Greetings. You're in a very important time in your life where you can overstand and go to the root of the history of the United States of America and the history of the black man. Not the entire history of the black man, but the history of our encounter with the United States of America that's being brought over here as slaves. Now, when you go to the root, you got to ask the question, were we a part of the Constitution when it was being drawn up? Because the name of this video is going to be entitled, "The Constitution Has Been Compromised, and Where and How Can the Black Man Get Justice?" So I'm not concerned with, see, everybody keeps skipping over the question about justice for the black man. They ignore the fact that there's been war crimes against the black man, both here and abroad. Everyone ignores the fact that the black man is the number one people that suffers on the planet. Out of all the ethnic groups, the black man has been number one. Now, when I say the Constitution has been compromised, reason why I'm saying it is because the black man wasn't nowhere included when they was drawing up the Constitution. And yet and still, they haven't included us, only gave Martin Luther King's movement of civil rights a temporary status every 10 years, and we haven't got human rights at all. So I'm going to show you how the Constitution has been compromised even towards the white man, the Caucasian. Now, this is the Constitution, and it says, "We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility." That's been compromised. There's no justice for the black man, but yet still you want to take taxes from him. You held him back for 400 years, educational wise. He can't no possibly way catch up to this advanced technology. His science is none. The black man has no science. And all the brilliant scientists that the black man do have, you get them and make them work for you and your people, thinking that they're helping the whole planet. But as you see where the whole planet is at right now, the whole planet is in a pandemic. And then it also says tranquility. It says provided for the common defense, promote the general welfare. Well, you're closing up welfare right now, and your defense is useless as far as this pandemic is concerned. We don't know the true meaning behind this coronavirus, but as people investigated, they see that it was some corruption and technology involved in that coronavirus. But the question still remains, where can you go to prosecute those corrupt individuals? Where can you go to get justice? And because look, the court systems has been bought off. The UN, United Nations, has been bought off. The World Court been bought off. So the average citizens of the planet Earth are being manipulated and controlled and murdered, outright murdered, by those established nations. And it's a couple of them in cahoots together, but then at the same time they're competing with one another. But they don't want the population to rise up and overthrow them. The Caucasian here in America, the wise ones or the scientists, are keeping the foot on the black man's neck while they engage in civil war. Then it says, and to secure the blessings and liberty of ourselves and our posterity, meaning their offsprings. The black man is not included in this because he at this time was a slave. Keep repeating it. But you know, you find black people ignore this part. They say it was a long time ago. But every time you turn on the television or YouTube, you see the black man getting shot down in cold blood. You see the black woman getting misused and abused. The black child being misused and abused, murdered, shot, killed. No justice. Police get off free. You see all this happening, you know. So when Ali say, why should I go and fight for y'all, people across the water? They haven't never lynched me, called me a nigger. And then you find your own black people getting mad at Ali because he didn't go and fight. You know, these people have lost their damn mind because they fail to recognize that the war is against the black man. So all you brothers that's like Rashid Bada and all like that, y'all went to the army. Can't trust your analysis. See, because look, it's not a political endeavor. This is a moral endeavor. Y'all went against all the commandments of the Bible. You say you love Jesus, and yet you fail to see that we're going through the same thing that Jesus went through with the Romans and the Jews. And then they murdered him, you know, and they've been doing that same tactic, murdering all the brothers that speak up for the masses of the people, and the people go back to sleep every time one get killed. They make an example really out of them. They say, well, if you try to break away from our programming, we're going to kill you. And then it says, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Okay. Now we're going to go down to the tax part. It says, no capitation or other direct taxes shall be laid unless proportion in the census or enumeration here before direct to be taken. Now when they get a census, you'll see a category where it says whether or not you black or white. That's a separation right there. You know, that's separation. And you know, they separating you on the census by asking you the question whether what ethnic group you belong to. We all supposed to be Americans. But you done separated us by giving us the prefix of African American. And when you go over to Africa and South Africa, and the Caucasian come over here for citizenship, he'll say he's African American. See, black man, what y'all black people not understanding that we didn't have no Pacific continent or country that we dwelled in. We were all over the planet. You see? And then when it gets down to coin and money, it says no state shall enter into the treaty, alliance, or consider a confederation, grant letters of marque, and reprise of coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything than gold and silver, the coin of tender and payment, debts paid by bills of attainment ex post facto law or law impairing the obligation of contracts or grant any title of nobility. They don't even use gold. Gold don't have no standing when it comes to that dollar bill, the Federal Reserve note. They got it looking like the Federal Reserve note is worth more than the dollar bill. We won't have to continue this because my time have to be short right now. We're gonna make a part 2 out of this. This is Black Light.